Okay, I'm trying something new. I've got these new headphones and the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. They came with this new tablet and they've got 360 audio, and I did try it and it sounds pretty good actually. So I'm thinking that this audio is going to be way, way, way better than my previous videos. So I would like to show the newest member of the family, the Utilis EDC 133. And it gets that name from the Utilis EDC, which is the everyday carry utility bag that is just good for carrying what you need around. It's for utility. Um, yes, it happens to look good, but that's beside the point, to be honest. It needs to work well. It needs to work the way that it's intended. Otherwise, what's the point? Because that is the point. That's why I made this bag. That's where it comes from. It comes from being able to carry what you need while being able to move, and then get to what you need while on the move or when you get there. I mean, I know that's maybe just so generic sounding, but the feeling behind it comes from so much traveling. I mean, I've been traveling since 2009, just moving. I moved from Alabama to Florida, then Florida to San Diego, to LA, to Seattle, and then to Chiang Mai, Thailand, and then I just kept going. I mean, that was in 2014, and then it just keeps going and going and going. Um, and it's just kept it has kept getting better since 2018 when I made my first bag, basically, and now it's 2025. So like almost 7 years later, it'll be 7 years, I guess, in October. Yeah, because it was October 2018. Um, 7 years. So this is sort of the culmination of that carry, and yeah, it gets adjusted based on what my needs are. And granted, is this based on what my needs are now? Yes, it is. I mean, this is how I want to carry for the last few years. The this style of carry actually started in December, end of December 2020, when I made my first bag out of 1680D Cordura and 1000D nylon. No, 1680D ballistic nylon and 1000D Cordura with a 500 denier um, ripstop nylon on the inside, all black inside and out, 5 millimeter solid steel D rings that I had bent from a piece of steel. This guy down the road here. And now, so it's gone from this, and the idea was having a huge bottom. I had been so sick of traveling, and you stitch your bag down and it doesn't stand up. And it's kind of wild to me that this is still going on so prevalently, to the point where these reviewers are sort of, they sort of make fun of it, where they're like, yeah, it almost stands up. Look, if you don't touch it, it'll stand up. It's like, whoa, man, that's not what you want. I mean, why are you dealing with this? So I made that first bag. I call it the tank because it's just bananas how overblown it is. Um, Ridiculous. Elsa's using it. She loves it. Uh, and yeah, so this is the culmination. Same idea, but better in terms of everything: fabrics, lightweight, design, specifications, stitching, understanding of seams and thread and needles and distances and just everything. And man, does it work! It really, really works. As you can see here, the front and the back and the bottom is X50 Tactical. And so it has this nice, really abrasion resistant, very like sort of sophisticated look. And the sides I made out of VX21. A little bit more sheen, a little bit lighter. So this is a 210 denier, and this is a 500. Plus this has the aramid fibers on the cross weave. So it is just crazy strong. I really had this is the fabric that I had, and I knew I wasn't going to have enough for the whole bag being the one fabric, which turned out great because I love the way the pockets turned out. It looks really cool, really neat. I like the sort of the two-tone. So yeah, it's got a grab handle. So here's the grab handle. I love having this, and it works so well because these huge 50 mil hardware and the way I have it sewn to the bag, when you pick it up, it picks it up right in the middle and it doesn't tilt over. Oh, and then you can just set it down. It's like, yeah, that's what I want here. Okay, so the outside, we got, the reason why it's called the Utilis EDC 133 is because it's 33 centimeters in length, and it's 21 centimeters height, and it is 16 centimeters in width. Okay, so this is the bag. It's got two big pockets, gusseted, pleated pockets on the outside. Both outside pockets are big enough to fit quite a lot. For example, I can put my whole hand like really easily inside the whole thing, and it's got space. And I've got, quite big hands actually. So yeah, let's see. This is a 6.9 inch big old phone, and it just drops in there. I love that. So this pocket, I always keep my phone. I like being able to access my phone on this side. So I love being able to drop it in and take it out very easily. Now, is this bad if I was in an area where thieves were trying to steal from me? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't keep the phone in there. I wouldn't have anything in there. If that was the truth, if that's where I was, I wouldn't keep anything in there, probably. Or I would just like have it on the front of my, I would have it on the front. So you have it on, and you just swing it around, and you hold it like this, and you hold it where they're not going to be able to steal anything from you. That's how I would have it if I was in an area like that, because in an area like that, it changes the game completely. I mean, you have to be, paying attention to what other people are doing. Where I live now in Portugal and in India, I don't have to think about that. It's, I don't worry about that. When I go walk around in Porto, or I'm somewhere out like walking around in a normal area in a normal time of day, yeah, I don't worry about that. Rain, for me personally, my phone is waterproof, and I don't keep anything in here that like couldn't get wet. And these pockets here, these little pouches that I use for this side pocket, it's waterproof VX21. It's open, but they're sideways. So if it rains, it's not going to get it wet. And the stuff that I have in here, it's not like super important that it doesn't get wet, right? Like EDC scissors and things. So having this here is no problem. Waterproof phone, no problem. If water gets in here or around here, no problem. So it's just having these big open pockets. It ends up being just convenient for me to be able to access things fast. That's it. Okay, so that's the idea of the pockets. They're just supposed to be so easy to use. Okay, so next, what do we got here? We got the front V buckle. That's it on the outside. Just two big side pockets. Nothing on the back, nothing on the front. That's it. So here we go. The V buckle, 50 mil strap sewn into the flap, and I've got it reinforced here on the front of the flap to keep it rigidity over time. Very, very stiff front flap. It's not even a flap, it's just a front. I mean, I tried to look this up. What else would you call it? And yeah, it's not exactly. Everybody calls it a flap, so why fight it? Um, but yeah, it's like a stiff flap, you know. So a flap is supposed to be sort of bendable, and this is not supposed to be bendable. So it's kind of funny. I mean, it's almost like the trimming on the flap. It would be maybe more specific. So this scenario here is adjustable, but I don't really ever adjust it. It is possible, like if you had it really packed out and it was like under here and you were folding it down and you wanted to stretch it out, you could. But this is, I'm not doing that too often. And if I'm going to get a bunch of groceries that would pack it out, I have a really cool lightweight shopping bag in here. I just take that out and use that. So the V buckle, unclip, clip, yeah, yep, clip, clip. Now I do something kind of funky here. This little bottom piece of the webbing, and this webbing is super strong, like military style 50 mil webbing. This is very, very, very stiff and very tough. The way I do it is I sew this bottom part into the bottom of the bag seam, and it's attached to the buckle, and then I do a little fold over on the webbing here, and so when you set it down, it's touching the ground and it's pushing this buckle up. I don't like it when a buckle falls over. I don't like that. You know, I want it to be where, like that. I want it to click in there like a you know, like a firearm in a way. You know, just click click. I really like that. And if the buckle's like hanging down, you can't do that. So and it's very unusual for a buckle to be on the bottom and it not have some like folding over, unless they build it into the bag here, which that's something I don't really talk about much. But I don't like holes being in the middle of the bag fabric. So this bag has no holes anywhere in the middle of the bag fabric. It's all on the edges. That's it. There's no pocketing that is in the middle of a fabric panel. You don't. It's nowhere, right? Any pocket, anything I do goes edge to edge, so it's seam to seam, and that means no extra holes. I personally really really like that. I like that a lot. I don't like to see all of this complications. I like it to be more, you know, like this is simple, but it offers enough that you don't need anything more. You know, you want it to be like a very, you know, nice car that when you get in it, you feel the seat, you feel the steering wheel, and you feel the shift, and you know, and you go. You're not worried about all the bells and whistles, you know, where to put this and where to put that. Like that's not the main point of it. Now we get to that, and the stuff that is needed is very easy to use. So, okay. So V buckle, we love that. So I'm going to take this off. Now this flap, the way I designed this with this grab handle here, the way I like this to be used is the grab handle's here, and when you flip this over, all the stitching on the bag is done with this double reverse zigzag. So, and I can make it, you know, how I want because I'm stitching it. You know, I can change up the design a little bit, like the length, and make it fit the pieces that where I need it to fit. I can put it where I want it, right? So, you know, I'm able to make the stitch how I like, where I like. So that's pretty cool. And that's throughout the bag. All the stitching is done like that. But this grab handle, so what I like to do is I take it and I put it back, and it basically, the grab handle creates a bridge across these two pieces of hardware, 50 mil, super lightweight, U-Flex hardware, and it flaps over and it creates this little space here. I mean, So when you get to your office, you know, and you're sitting, you get to your desk and you put it on the desk. You know, you put it on the desk next to you, and then you flip it over, and it's like there's all your little things that you might like. Now, of course, you have an office, so you probably have stuff there and whatnot. So your setup would be different, maybe a lot less. Maybe a jacket, maybe a bottle, maybe like a couple of books you're reading, maybe, you know, your tablet, you know, it would be different. You know, you might be going after this, you might, you know, go for a hike or go for a walk or go sit in a park, you know, so you might have, you know, what those things in here. For me, this is my life. This is the way I like to carry it. And there's a lot in here. A lot, actually. Um, yeah. And of course, as you can see, it's got plenty of space to carry more. When I go out, and I carry my tablet and everything. It's in water, 1 liter of water. It's around 5.5 kgs. So, and that's with the bag. The bag is 459 grams, with the grab handle, with the strap. 459 grams. So this is like, so it's like 5 kgs worth of stuff, basically 5 kilograms worth of stuff. I mean, that's, how much is that in pounds? I don't even know. Let's see if my watch will work. How much is 5 kilograms to pounds?
5 kilograms is 11.023 pounds.
So 11 pounds. Yeah, I mean, that's a good amount of stuff. 11 pounds of stuff. Yeah. So this is it. And I can take you through what I actually have in here, but at the same time, in a way, I just kind of feel like, is that even something I should do? It's like everybody does that. But let's see, should I do it? The thing I want to be known is that obviously I don't take everything out at a time, ever. That I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4 things out maybe at a time. It's sort of a back and forth. So it is odd. And to be honest, I don't really know why everyone does that. I mean, in a way, maybe I'll just take them out. Yeah, but you do want to see the bag empty, right? Is that kind of the point? I wonder. Maybe we can show everything and then take it out at the end. This is the Tab S11 Ultra, and man, 5.1 millimeters. This thing is, everybody knows about the Apple Air right now. This is more thin than the Apple Air, than the iPhone Air. This is thinner. So 5.1 millimeters is crazy. I mean, come on, this thing is like ridiculous. I totally switched from using a laptop to this exclusively. I finally, after a long time, figured out how to do it. So I have my whole workflow on there, and yeah, it works. And that's big time multitasking, like gestures, macros, key remapping on keyboard, because I use this external keyboard, which is pretty cool. Little Proto Arc foldable Bluetooth keyboard with a trackpad. It works really well. USB-C. I just got it the other day. It actually came in this little leather holder, but yesterday I made this cool little VX21. I had this little scrap that I was trying something else. I didn't do it, and so I ended up making this little bag. Way cooler than what they sent. What they sent was pretty. Where did it go? I'll put it back in the box. So yeah, I keep the keyboard there. I have this little foam pad that I got. Oh man, what happened? The headphones just went off. Oh, I think oh, is it back? Hello? Let's see. Man, I have no idea if it's recording. I think it happened when I opened this. First time I'm doing this, so I hope it's still recording. Anyway, so This is just a piece of foam, like sitting pad. It was a dollar maybe. And I cut it to just fit basically in the back here. I don't really think I need it, but I like having a pad like this in my everyday carry bag, because I will go to a park and sit down on a wet or cold bench, and instead I'll just take this out and I'll sit on it. You know, I mean, it does come in handy actually. Another thing, I've got a pretty cool little microfiber. I just try to think of all the things that I would use, and oftentimes when I'm out, I'll go in a public bathroom, and I will rinse my head off, and then I'll be like, man, it would be nice to have a little towel that I can use, and so that's how that happened. It feels, once you wash your head off, especially when you're bald like I am, you know, it feels really good to dry it off. It's not necessary, but it's nice. All right, what's next? So then we've got this case here. I made this last time, a couple of months ago when I made the white bag, and it's just a very simple envelope style little organizer with 1, 2, 3 pockets, so I keep cables and my pencil. Kind of cool because this fabric, the way that it does, it sort of works really well for like pencil and pen holders on the edges. I don't do this trimming all the way to the end, so there's always this little space there, perfect for pens. So the middle of the bag, I always just keep a bunch of little EDC stuff. This is like a bit thing. A little bit driver with magnetic bits. Pretty cool. I got this somewhere for free. I think maybe at my mother's house. Cool little pliers. Little generic hero clip type thing. Nail clippers. Little knife that my sweetheart got me. Flashlight. I always carry this smaller flashlight, like for everyday stuff. I use this most, but this one is way brighter. But this one has a warm light, which I really like that, and it will go down to 1 lumen, which is cool. Then this is I don't know. I really like titanium, so this little comb for my beard, I just really like it. I like combing my beard, and this is a cool little titanium comb. You know, and I'd be like, why do you have it hooked to your flashlight? That's a good question that I don't really have the answer to. How it happened was, I guess, just out of just playing around, and it turns out I like it. You know, I just do. They kind of go together. I like having the flashlight on me, and I like having the comb on me. And when I'm not using the flashlight, I can use the comb, and I can sort of store it here. You know, it's a little fidget toy with this titanium little magnetic thing in between them. At night we go for a walk. I bring the flashlight for cars, and it'll go up to 200 lumens. And also have this, and I can brush my little beard. It's just funny. The things you do when you don't have kids, isn't it? Let's see what else. This is a cool little bracelet that this guy gave me. This company, Buddha to Buddha. Pretty famous little company out of Bali making jewelry. Okay, let's see what else. And then back here, I just keep my wallet, VX21 with all kinds of little pockets, credit cards, multiple layers for like coins and different notes, and you know, I've got a little like sort of waterproof notebook that I sometimes scribble in. Let's see what else. Yeah, a little cash. My friend gave me this, a little carbon fiber money clip, which I never ever used until the other day, and I've had it for a few years. So my little wallet, I love this wallet. I like these like big wallets like that. So this I always keep back here. And this stuff in the middle just sort of organizes itself. I never like try to set everything up perfectly. In fact, I find that if I just leave it alone, it finds its best way. And then when I need something, because I only have certain things in here, I can reach in and just find what I need quite quickly. So that is always in here like that. And I just put the tablet right there. One thing you can't see is that the keyboard and this other stuff back here is actually in a pocket. There's a big pocket going edge to edge in the back, which I'll show at the end. Okay, so I've got a hoodie, little lightweight windbreaker hoodie with no sleeves. I love that thing. What else? Got a 27,000 milliamp power bank. I love this thing. Fast charging, great. It's the newest Inu, 27,100 watts, 2 USB-Cs. Very nice. This, I've been keeping my little point and shoot, little Lumix LX10, but I'm charging it right now. It's nice shooting with this thing. I like it. It's enjoyable. It's very different from a smartphone, obviously. Even that it's this small and only has a 1-inch sensor. Let's see, what else? There's a pocket here that I keep cables in. I'll have to take all this out, but there's just 2 cables. My phone, my watch charger, my watch charger, and my tablet charger. I always keep those right here. I made this pocket basically for them. Okay, and then the main big pocket on the outside, yeah, I can get a little microfiber. And one thing I do here is I keep this pocket, little zip pocket, and I just started doing this with this bag. And I keep it open all the time. And in here I keep my headphones, Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. I've got the old Buds 2. And in here I got a couple of candies. And this pocket is so big, so I'll just keep this here. Yeah. And then I can put stuff like other little cables even on the outside, like in between that bag and the outside bag. What else do I have in here? Yeah, microfiber. I like to keep the areas to only what I can fit in there nicely and to what I can remember that I want to get. Does that make sense? Like I want to be able to reach in here and get my headphones. I don't, even if it was the other ones, I want to be able to get whichever one I want without having to, where is it? Let's get in there, you know. I always keep my phone over here. So my phone is doing the recording. Now this other pocket on the last bag is where I didn't know. I was sitting there and I was like, what am I going to do in this other pocket? You know, everything else was organized, but this one was empty. And I ended up having some scrap fabric, and I ended up making this little bag here. And as I was making it, I was like, wait, I don't need to even close this up. I don't need to do anything to it. It just needs to be a little pocket that I can slide back in this pocket. And because it's open on this way, the long way, when I slide it in here, that'll actually be closed because it'll be up against the pocket. So I ended up doing it. It's been a couple of months now, and man, I love it. Look at all this stuff. And when I need something, I can just look in so easily because it opens all the way up, and then I can just get it and put it back and then slide it back in. So this thing is awesome. I really love like having this little bag. I didn't know about this. You know, this was not on my radar. And what do I have? Like a titanium fork spoon. Let's see what I got. Little cable, another little cable. Titanium spoon. Let's see what else. Some gum. These little zip pouches. Kind of cool. Some little EDC scissors. I took some regular scissors, took a file and just filed them down so they don't poke. Let's see what else. This is crazy that I have this, I guess, but I even have a an EDC fan. My God, this was gonna be the EDC fan actually, this one, and this could fit easier in this one, but I realized that actually this, this did the trick, so I didn't need to actually carry that one around. That's so cool. I love that that's even just like an option. Another little comb that I really don't need, but an adapter and a lighter. So, I mean, I really just toss stuff in here, and again, like the, what was it, this pocket inside, they kind of find their way. This is another one. This is pretty cool. Just a nice little soft measuring tape that sticks, and then it has a release. This thing was like €1 on AliExpress. So I keep all these little things in here. Oh, I need a thing, I have it. Oh, I need a lighter, I have it. Oh, I need another comb, I have it. Oh, I need a fan, I need a fork, I need a spoon, I need some scissors. You know, I need a cable. It's all here. And how cool is this? So you have it, then you can just slide it in here. That's it. Slides right in. And usually, you know, when I'm not trying to film, I can do it. I do it so fast, and then I just drop it in, and it's like one-handed, you know. Then yesterday I made this. I was like, well, there's some room because this bag is a little bigger than the other bag, so this had some room. And so usually this stuff would be more organized naturally than taking it in and out. But I had some more room here from this bag, so I ended up making another little bag yesterday from some scraps, and I'm keeping a 3-meter cable and a little pocket mirror. I mean, come on, man. This is just too fun. It's too fun. So look, a little envelope, and you slide it in here. Boom. Look at this. Slide it right in there. Now you have both your EDC little pouches right there, and they're both safe, not going to open because they're in the pocket. I love this. You know, I really find this to be so useful so often. You know, very quick to get it. I don't even, if I need something from in here, I don't say, oh man, I gotta like get in there. No, it's right there. I just do it. It's so nice. And oftentimes you can take it out and you can take it out and just sit it down and like have your stuff right here as you're working or doing whatever. It'll be here, and then, you know, and then put it up. I mean, that's it. And then we're off. So, I guess for the sake of it all, I will take all this stuff out and see the bag without it. Whatever. If I have to, I have to. If I have to, I have to. Let's see. All right. I think that's it. Okay, so, you know, of course it's like stiff. Yeah, so that's it, and then so the inside, oh, and I do still have this in there. I keep this little rubber mat just as a little cushion. I don't really think I have to, but I mean, it's nice because this bottom is made up of the X50 Tactical and then one layer of VX21 on the inside. So, you know, there's no padding. So it is nice to have some padding. And this is, I bought this from the shop, the store. It goes in the, where you put like silverware in, you know, like a kitchen drawer or something. It's really durable. Like you can't even hardly cut it. Non-absorbent, like floats in water, and just like holds its value. It's like squishiness value. So it's pretty good. I mean, it's super cheap too. So this is it. You know, let's see. We got the big front pocket, big side pockets, right? And then we also got, and this is that inside pocket for the cables. And then there's the inside pocket in the back. Super lightweight, but super stiff. Everything is so easily accessible. Here's one more thing. There's that shopping bag. Quite big. That's it. That's it. So you could definitely squish this bag. Like, you know, you could flatten this bag out and store it. It will actually like flatten. But I don't ever want to have it flattened. But you know, it will flatten actually and be no problem. Everything is actually flexible. But as you can see, it's very, very stiff. Very, very light. Very, very light. 450 grams. I mean, this is nothing. So. That's it. That is it. Alright, I'm gonna go because I don't even know if this is recording. Hola, bom dia, bom dia.